Hey everybody, it's Keith from HealthOps. Want to welcome you back and have a little introduction to what HealthOps Garage is going to be all about. I threw out a quick, I think a Facebook or a YouTube or something, kind of organization of what we're going to do each month. And the goal for HealthOps Garage is for you to grab a friend, a spouse, or a group of people, small group, and get together. Because I'm reading Johansson Younger's book on tribal behaviors right now, and human interaction we're very tribal in nature. We like to hang out in groups. We have small groups of people that we associate with. It's our natural culture is to be with people, not be by ourselves. So part of when we're battling through our health and wellness and fitness, it seems like this daunting task that we can't stick with. Okay, we can't stick with a diet, we can't stick with exercise. It's difficult to stick with any sort of behavior patterns, and we all know this. But I think when we've all been in a association together where we're all going to train for a race, or we're all going to do some sort of event, or all doing for some sort of charity, and then all people can cohese together, work on a common purpose, and make life a lot easier. And it helps us stay disciplined, stay on track. And I think we've all seen progress through that. And then lo and behold, typically when it's done, then that behavior ends and we go back to our normal cycle. So what we want to try and do is create a sustainable event every month where we set out certain little fitness goals. They're going to be a little bit challenging each time, but they're not going to be overwhelming. And what we want to do is have each of you kind of give input on what you want to try and put together and learn from and try and challenge yourself to. And what we'll do is we'll coach you through that each month. So this will go on forever. We'll do it once a month. We'll call it HealthOps Garage. There'll be some certain features to HealthOps Garage that will evolve down the road. But right now, let's just get started. So June 1 to July 1, we're already a week into June. So we'll just stick for this first 30 days. What I want you to do is kind of just look through your refrigerator, look at your pantry, look in your food cabinet, and I want you to pick half, just look at the box, and I want to pick all the items that have high fructose corn syrup. Typically you find this in ketchup, mustards, relishes sometimes, anything that's sort of sweet in nature. Obviously, when you look at like perishable items, typically they don't have it. Okay, unless it's something like some sort of like Kool-Aid type drink or something that has high fructose corn syrup if you have kids. If you have basically pantry stuff, you have to look at cookies, sweets, anything of that sort probably has some high fructose corn syrup. And you'd be surprised what has it. So do a quick walk through your pantry. Don't go through everything. Pick the 10 most common foods that you typically eat, because most of us have about 10 things we kind of eat over and over. Start there and see if you can take ones with high fructose corn syrup and just get them out of your diet for 30 days. That's it. Okay. And what we'll hopefully do is teach you to choose boxes or choose items that don't have that in there. There's a lot of them available now. So it's part of a little process to say, if we get this part out of our system, we'll talk about what high fructose corn syrup does. I think it came out in like the mid 60s. So most of our generation, meaning myself, if you're 50 and younger, have just grown up having it, and now it's kind of everywhere. So we want to see if we can do one little dietary change and get that out of the system. Number one. Number two, soda, either it's diet or regular. Try and get the carbonated drinks out, or alcohol. Just two drinks a week. Okay, see if you can just try and cut that down. Most humans or Americans drink drastically more of either in a 7-day cycle. See if we can do it for the next 3 weeks. Just cut it down to 2. Okay, just 2 alcohol beverages or 2 sodas a week, and see if you can do that. Do the best you can. It's okay. You score yourself. We want you to exercise for 20 minutes at least 3 times a week, 3 to 4. Now, there's a lot of apps. I'm going to do a separate video later today or tomorrow with a separate little 20-minute workout that I'm late to getting out because I was on vacation and we had family in town. So 20 minutes, kind of full body, 3 times a week is all you need to do to get started. We're just getting started. Okay, you can just go for a walk for 20 minutes, that's fine. If there's things that you like to do, just take something, but let's not go for the most crazy radical exercise that you can possibly do, because where you're going to lead into the next thing is what's going to happen after 3 weeks. Most people just get hurt. Okay, they injure something, they overuse something, they don't stretch, and that's why the next step, we're going to stretch 5 days a week. Okay, I believe I included on the HealthOps Facebook page and maybe the YouTube page. There's tons of great stretching programs that are out there. I peruse them periodically and pick some ones that are fairly quick and basic, and they have good technique. So I want you to do 20 minutes of stretching, not 20 minutes of stretching, but 15 minutes of stretching, like 5 days a week. Because what's going to happen is as we start building up activities and we start getting more difficult and more complex in our moves, because we're going to burn more calories, we're going to build more muscle mass. What we're going to do is we're going to start getting tight, and we start getting tight, then things start to hurt, and then we start to modify our movements, and then all of a sudden, then we're injured. Okay, so we don't want that. Injury is just a part of being, active, but we want to limit those as much as possible. And stretching, for sure, if you're over the age of 20, for sure, 5 days a week, start with a stretching program. It's very simple. You'll get used to it. Just make it very routine. And then make sure if you are going to exercise, at least you stretch after your exercise every single time. Like, don't wait. We've all had this experience where you're working out at the gym, you just quickly gotta run home, and you get in the car, and all of a sudden you sit in the car for 15 minutes, and then you get out of the car, you're like, oh, everything just feels like it hasn't, because it hasn't had time to stretch out and cool down, so everything just stays tight, and then that just leads to problems down the road. We'll talk about that, oodles, because we're going to prevent injuries. Prevent injuries will keep you active longer. Okay, so stretch 5 days a week. I'd like you to do a little logbook, just kind of see what you did. Helps you keep you accountable. I think if you pick a friend, I would sort of envision where maybe Saturday or Sunday or a Friday morning, you get together with 2 or 3 friends, go through a little 20-minute routine. You jot down what you did for the week to help keep each other accountable. Okay, and that would be encouraging. The goal of the HealthOps Garage is not to go do it by yourself. The goal is to do it with a few people. You don't have to do it with 100 people, just a few people. Okay, and the people don't have to be experts. If you just let me know, I got 3 people and we don't know how to do anything, then we'll set a little program, a little more specific, and help guide you through that. Okay, but just jog down kind of how you did that week, so we can do progressing. Okay, what my goal is maybe week 1, maybe around week 2 or 3, probably week 3, maybe week 4. We will do a little video kind of as we mod through the month. Okay, and some of that will be real-time activities. Some of that will be what I'll share with you what I'm dealing with or what I'm working on. It's going to be the same thing, but we'll tell you goods and bads of all that stuff. So HealthOps Garage, once a month, we're going to try and do something a little bit different. However, we want to get people on some sort of routine and help keep them accountable with their own group of friends, whoever they want to. And you can do it in the privacy of your home. You can do it in your garage. Obviously, you can do it outside. Depends on the weather. You could all do it if you go to the same gym. But put something together. You don't have to have someone guiding you all the way through. But what I do want to do is help kind of keep it's kind of like youth soccer. They just kind of move in this blob like a swarm. They follow the ball around. What I want to do is basically have a little bit of guidance around the group, so it's not just all physical activity, because some people will be good at one thing and not good at another thing. Okay, so I want to make sure that you're changing a little bit of your diet, a little bit of your behavior, a little bit of your activity, okay, meaning increasing it, and then you're stretching and avoiding injury through all of that. And as you go through, we'll learn and we'll get better at all of these different things as we break into each individual topic. There's tons of them, and we'll have interviews with folks that'll help share with you kind of how they go through this month. So HealthOps Garage, you got 3 weeks left for this month before July 1 hits. You can take 4th of July off, and we'll give you the next one. So 3 weeks, stick with us, grab a friend, check on the Facebook page, and it'll show you the guidelines. If you have questions, just shoot me an email or instant messenger, and we will go from there. So good luck this month, and we'll see you in a few weeks.